Right, the upset no one saw coming. We got Jon Jones versus Stipe Miocic coming up. Apparently. I mean, according to Dana, it's the only fight that makes sense for Jon. And he won't stop publicly sucking Jones off, talking about him in every interview he does. But he doesn't actually seem to ever talk about when the fight might take place. Only that Jon is the best, and that it's ridiculous that Jon as champion would fight the interim champion. Ugh. But we're not here to talk about all that. We're here to talk about how Stipe is going to ruin everyone's plans. So for the rest of this video, I'm going to be ignoring the fact that this fight doesn't make sense and shouldn't be happening. Now, while everyone's been arguing about whether Tom Aspinall beats Jon Jones, or whether Jon is going to retire after this fight, everyone is seemingly all agreed on completely writing off Stipe's chances, just because he's as old as fucking pencils. But I'm going to go over some of the factors that suggest that Stipe is actually going to beat Jon. Now, before I do, let's just take a moment to digest what a wonderful and hilarious moment that would be. If you thought that Dana had the cob on putting the belt around Below after he beat Leon, imagine how grumpy the old wrinkly ballsack's going to be wrapping the belt around old man Stipe, and how embarrassing it'd be for Jon. Oh God, it'd be beautiful. Yeah, Tom wants to fight Jon, but I'm sure he won't mind fighting Stipe instead. Certainly if Stipe's just beaten Jon. Tom mostly just wants to be undisputed, so I'm sure he'll take it however it comes. Right, so why Stipe beat Jon? Well, firstly, everyone's going on about how long since Stipe fought. Yeah, Stipe's been off for a while, but so's Jon. But there's a big difference. While Jon's been recovering from an injury, going through rehab. No, not that kind of rehab. Well, actually, yeah, probably that kind of rehab too. But while Jon's been going through all of that, Stipe's just been resting and preparing. Look, I know that in Stipe's last fight, he got knocked out by Francis. It doesn't look great, I'll give you that. But in that fight, Stipe landed a nice little combo on Francis, but then he got greedy and he threw out the plan and he got caught. He played a dangerous game against the absolute last person on the whole planet that you should play dangerous games with, and he paid the price. His last 4 fights before that, he beat Francis, he lost to DC, but literally straight after a really bad eye poke, and then he beat DC twice. So you got all of that on Stipe's side, yeah? And all that Jon has done at heavyweight is beat Cyril Gane. Probably the best stylistic matchup for him in the whole division. Yes, he's got pretty striking, but as we all know, he hasn't got any wrestling. The fact that Jon got him down sharpish and then controlled him and easily subbed him isn't really that impressive. And here's the kicker. Before Jones got Gane down, he looked like shit on the feet. There, I said it. Go back and watch it. He looked shit. Carrying that extra weight was really messing with his technique. He didn't move well. Everyone's going on about the fact that Stipe hasn't fought for 3 years. In that time, Jon has fought for 2 minutes. And his last fight before that is 4 fucking years ago. The fight before that was losing to Dominic Reyes, which Dana himself said that Jon lost.
Jon Jones was the best ever. Ever.
Oh, fuck off, Dana. You know you're talking shit. Dominic Reyes leaves that room, and you know it. Let alone Tom Aspinall. And before that fight, it was against Thiago Santos. And that was a lot closer than it should have been. Especially when you consider that Santos was badly injured for most of the fight. How long do you think an injured Santos would have lasted against Francis Ngannou? And then before that, it was Anthony Smith, who Jon should have lost to because he did a characteristically illegal move during the fight. And even then it was a bit close, and as we all know, Smith is complete and utter dog shit. Not really a great record in that time when you compare it to what Stipe was doing. And then another factor that goes into this fight is the news that Tom Aspinall is confirmed as the backup fighter. Fuck me, when Jon found this out, I bet he pulled out of his training partner and spat his drink out. This is terrible news for Jon. We've seen how Aspinall performs on very short notice. And with no fight booked while he basically just waits for this fight, it's not even really short notice. You can guarantee that Tom will be doing a proper training camp for this, just in case. And Stipe has pulled out of fights before, so it's not out of the realm of possibility. To be honest, if Stipe pulls out at the last minute with an injury, Jon's going to pull some shit. I just don't believe that he would fight Tom last minute. I hope I'm wrong. I don't think I am. Yet another factor leading into the Stipe fight is the MMA guru. We've seen the effect that his targeted campaigns can have on a fighter in fight week. Izzy was massively affected in both the Strickland and Dricus fight. How much that played into it, who knows? But the dog stuff he was doing really got to Izzy. And you know that the guru will probably go in hard on Jones on fight week, and not in the way he likes. And with Jon having such a big ego, Having everyone laughing at him on fight week instead of praising him is really going to get to him. And another factor, which is admittedly a bit of a weak one, but I'll throw it in there. The fight that you're supposed to win is the most dangerous. Jon, Dana and most of the fan base consider it a foregone conclusion that Jon's going to beat Stipe. Look, if I had to bet my caravan on it, yeah, I'd bet on Jon. But I do think it's closer than most people think. Stipe is well established at that weight class, and Jon is still finding his feet with the extra weight and larger opponents. But in all honesty, now that Tom is the backup fighter, I'd put money on it that Jon's going to get some injury and bail out and retire. Jon's played this all very badly. After all he's done in this sport, he's going to retire a laughingstock. One of his problems is that he seems to think the fan base is stupid. He tries to create these weak narratives and sell it to the fans. But the truth is clear. Well, clear in this piss test anyway. Anyway, let me know what you think. And if you like this video, give us a sub. Check out this playlist of recent bangers. I'll see you next time.